Luis and Andrea Sequeira, with their son Fabian, 8, from Venezuela, wait outside the Interpol office in Lima, Peru, to apply for a certificate showing they have no criminal record, as needed to get a work permit in Peru. Photo, Simeon Tagle. Lima, Peru. It is 8 a.m. and the line of Venezuelan refugees outside the Interpol office already stretches to the end of the block. Most have just arrived in Lima with not much more than the clothes on their back and are here applying for a certificate to show they have no criminal record, a requirement for a work permit in Peru. Leaving was tough, but staying would have been tougher, said Andrea Sequeira, 29, as she waits at the back of the line with her husband Luis, 31, and 8-year-old son Fabian. We know lots of people who would like to get out of Venezuela but can't afford the ticket. Although Venezuelans for years have been fleeing the socialist revolution, first launched by the late Hugo Chavez in 1999, in recent months the trickle has turned into a flood as living conditions become ever more dire, from hyperinflation to acute shortages of food and medicine to one of the worst homicide rates in the world. More, Trump administration unleashes more Venezuela sanctions following state election problems. More, Venezuela's latest deadly plight, AIDS. In response to protests over the once wealthy country's seeming demise, President Nicolas Maduro's increasingly authoritarian regime has cracked down on opponents, making prospects for improved times less and less likely. While many exiles had fled to the United States, surging numbers, like the Sequeiras, now head to other Latin American nations. The change probably stems from President Trump's tough anti-immigration stance and the fact that fewer Venezuelans can afford the airfare. From Mexico to Argentina, immigration agencies are reporting skyrocketing numbers of Venezuelan arrivals, doubling and even tripling the total for previous years. A man carries passengers' luggage at a bus terminal in Caracas, Venezuela, on October 11, 2017, as scores of disappointed Venezuelans choose to leave the country because of the ongoing economic crisis. Photo, Federico Parra, AFP/Getty Images. The Sequeiras have been in Lima just 4 days, after a grueling 6-day bus trip from their native Valencia, Venezuela's third-largest city. They rented a small room in a gritty eastern suburb and are now looking to start a new life in Peru. The Sequeiras became desperate as their wages became increasingly worthless. Andrea's pay as a human resources coordinator and her husband's at Empresas Polar, Venezuela's largest food and beverage company. The worst thing is not being able to feed him, she said, nodding toward their son. The final straw came when a tire on their car ruptured beyond repair and they couldn't find a replacement, making the vehicle useless in the nation with the world's largest proven oil reserves. Then the couple spent 5 days searching in vain for an antibiotic to treat a boil on young Fabian's arm. Peru introduced a special temporary visa in February to address the growing humanitarian crisis in Venezuela.